on ABS Sports Flash. And in the studios with me today, I have the National Festival champion of Scrabbles, Ajuluchukwu Okawe. You're welcome to ABS Sports Flash.
Yeah, thank you, Daniel. Thank you, sport lovers all over the world. Well, let us talk sports this morning because that's what we know how to do best.
Okay. All right. Côte d'Ivoire knocks out the defending champion Senegal. It was a very, how do I put it? It was a very serious situation and also a wild situation where Senegal, Côte d'Ivoire, that we thought who are the host nation of the African Cup of Nations, which we thought they've already gone, and that Senegal is going to, pass over them because people didn't really give them that room to, to say that Côte d'Ivoire has a very good team. But luck was with them after 1-1, just 4 minutes to end the game, and Casey equalized, and from there they went into penalty shootout where Senegal lost one of the penalty, and Côte d'Ivoire won the match, and now they are in the semi-finals.
Quarterfinals.
Quarterfinals, yes. What do you really think that really happened?
Well, I think, well, to me, in my own estimation, what actually happened was the fear of what the fans in Côte d'Ivoire would do to these players and then the government too, because they spent a whole lot of money putting up with this show, you understand? Setting this place, spending over $1 billion to organize this tournament, and then being trashed 4-0 in their last group match against Equatorial Guinea speaks volume. You understand? Because after that match, you saw the widespread vandalism that ensued in Côte d'Ivoire and the rest of it. Irate fans went out destroying things and everything like that. They had to even sack the coach. Now we're waiting and praying that they snuck in through the back door, which eventually happened when Morocco, you understand, did them that favor by beating Tanzania. So now we now begin to say, having gotten this far and secured a bet, playing the best team on paper, you understand, in Africa, even though not on FIFA ranking, which happens to be Senegal, I just believe that somehow the Ivorians will want to redeem themselves. But I didn't see it coming in the way of victory. But you will actually give it to them because this is more like taking victory from the jaws of defeat. Like you rightly said, it took an 86-minute equalizer, you understand, for them to now have that extra time which they won through the penalty shootout, you understand? So that gives you the momentum of being a host nation. And then the team coming to rally around and said, guys, we need to make our fans happy. We need to put the smiles and hope back into these people. Ivory Coast, just like Nigeria, is a football-loving nation. And you have great stars playing for this country. There was a time Côte d'Ivoire had the best team in Africa.
Yeah.
Just at the same time where Belgium had one of the best teams in the world. But then there was nothing to actually show for it apart from just one Nations Cup. So now is an opportunity, even though the stars have all gone, you understand, but then they are building a new team. So let us believe that this momentum, we'll see them going the other way. But on the other part of the Senegalese team, well, I want to say it didn't actually happen for them, though they played well. But sometimes you need extra luck.
But yes, extra luck. And one of the most exciting things about this African Cup of Nations going on in Côte d'Ivoire is that a lot of people, giants of Africa, not only Nigeria, but a lot of giants of Africa in football, the Algeria has gone, Tunisia has gone. Egypt has left. Now Senegal also have joined the
Cameroon is gone.
Cameroon is gone.
Ghana is gone. You understand?
So now it's maybe when you want to classify, you say the teams that are there now. You talk about Nigeria, you talk about Côte d'Ivoire, Angola, Morocco. Those are the ones that that have good FIFA ranking, and people. Angola is not even there. You won't grade Angola as one of the.
No, I'm saying it based on the fact that they are.
You talk about Nigeria, Côte d'Ivoire, and Morocco.
Morocco
is one of the biggest teams that
we still have
now. Okay, perhaps, I don't know, South Africa. Are they
South
still
Africa,
there?
they are
Still
playing
there.
today. You
Okay, they are
understand?
playing today.
So
Let's see how it goes.
now the question you ask is that more like, this is a Nations Cup that has sprung a whole lot of surprises.
Surprises, exactly.
And now, why would I say surprises? To me, you might be surprised, but this is more like these teams are coming up to tell you that we have the pedigree, we have the players. You might have the name, but sometimes name doesn't play the football
at all.
And we've seen some of these lesser unheralded teams, you understand, playing beautiful football. And you were wishing, let's just swap names and jerseys, and then you begin to see, I wish some of these countries were playing like this country, like Mauritania, really even Mozambique that went out in the first round. So this is more like telling you that in Africa, it is no longer business as usual. It is no longer business.
You have to up your game.
Yeah, in the last World Cup qualifiers, you understand, we saw what happened with lesser teams picking a draw against Nigeria. Even in Nigeria, Nigeria played 2 matches and got 2 draws against teams that ordinarily should have won. That's to make you understand that come the next World Cup, it might be very, very difficult for some of these well-established teams. So kudos, because this is what we want to see. This is the beauty in football. You understand? And even though we are having a slogan here in Nigeria, no grief for any person, but in Africa, we are seeing these lesser teams giving that big boys, you understand, the big brother slogan, say, we're not going to grieve for you guys this time around. Except you have what it takes to match you. Egypt, biggest team in Africa, both continental and even the Nations Cup, based on Al Ahly and Zamalek. They've won CAF Champions League most times than any other team. And then Egypt has won the Nations Cup 7 times, more than every other African country. But they couldn't even muster a win in 4 matches they played in this AFCON. That's to tell you that it's no longer about parading stars. It's
no longer about name.
Yeah, it's not
about what you're able to interpret in the field of play.
You have, who you have as your players, and then who you have as your technical crew.
Exactly.
So that is speaking volume. And sincerely speaking, I'm enjoying every bit of the way. Even though I'm Nigerian,
let's go because of time.
Yeah, even though I'm Nigerian, but I'm still expecting fireworks in our next match on Friday.
Definitely. All right, the Super Eagles coach, Jose Peseiro, has warned the Eagles it's not yet Uhuru for them. So Angola is trying to tell them that Angola is not a pushover. We shouldn't over-celebrate because we won Cameroon.
We've not even done anything so far as I know.
No, we are still, there are still hurdles to cross.
Yeah, of course.
And if we're able to match and cross over
That's
Angola,
what I'm saying.
then maybe we'll begin to jubilate somehow.
I think for Nigeria, the only jubilation that will warrant any form of joy for Nigerians would be lifting that cup come the 13th of...
Let's take it one at a time.
No.
We have to go one at a time.
Sincerely speaking.
See, given the way we started this tournament, but we didn't give them that room. But we know what the players are made up of. But because maybe one thing or the other, and you could see,
there's no because of there's no faith in the technical crew.
The coach himself, we could see what he has been able to achieve. The way
are you putting the success of this team so far on the coach?
Yes, definitely you will. Definitely you will. Jose Peseiro has done well, at least establishing that fact, if nothing else, giving us a very formidable defense, giving us a formidable midfield. Where we are still finding difficulties because somebody like Iwobi has not been able to up his game.
So now, if you say Iwobi has not been able to up his game to do does it mean that Peseiro has not seen him in the 3 matches he has featured in?
He still knows why if he puts him up. Are you going to keep him on the bench for him to progress? No. You have to still play him in the game and tell him more is needed of him.
I think that young man should sit on the bench and probably learn to understand that his position is undermined in that team if he doesn't perform. You don't need to keep playing somebody that is not giving you the desired result, hoping that he will play better in the next match and then compromise the team. Mind you, the Angola team that we are playing against, they are more fit, agile, and fast.
Who said they are more fit than us?
Sincerely speaking, watch their matches and you know that these guys have what it takes to play 120 minutes.
Likewise, our own team. We have them as well. We just still want to stand with what Jose Peseiro have just said, that it's not yet Uhuru, that we need the team need more works, more power in the game to know if they'll be able to cross over Angola, the Palancas Negras of Angola. All right, the former NFF chairman, Amaju Pinnick, has praised the quality of the Minister of Sports. He really praised him because he said this is a man that has, this is something Nigeria has been missing all the while in sports, that Senator John Eno Owen has been, in fact, he has been a figure that has been able to, change the face of the administration of NFF and so many things. He said, this man has been carrying everybody along, trying to middle peace, trying to make sure that, we bring back those days of Omeko Merwa and Jim Nwobodo when they were there as the sports minister, that he sees all these traits in the Senator John Eno, who is the sports minister. So I want to say very big kudos to the sports minister who has been doing well. And that's what we want. Somebody that will carry everybody along, not trying to be, trying to say, I'm the minister, and whatever I say, that's how it's going to look like. Gone are those days. You ought to rapport, you ought to bring every warring factions together and find a lasting solution, peace, that will make the whole nation rejoice and the sports will move forward. Okay, beating Cameroon, Nigeria have all it takes to win AFCON. And that is what these words are coming from the Senate President, Senator Godswill Akpabio. He says, where he watched, you could see that everybody in Nigeria watched, even including the president, everybody watched this Nigerian-Cameroon match. And the Senate President has to come out and say, no, if Nigeria could beat Cameroon, then we have all it takes to win the AFCON, like you rightfully said.
Of course.
He said, we have all it takes. And we're beginning to see them entering, picking up the form that we know the team all about. We could see it, and everybody is now paying attention. You could see how Nigerians, everybody is now getting involved, into watching what our team, the Super Eagles, is doing. Now, the next story is very, very funny, and somehow it looks as if CAF is looking for a way to make somebody a scapegoat. CAF picks Osimhen for dope test. And it boils down to CAF thinking, what is really giving this young man this type of energy? And when we tried to interview some people, they were like, why didn't CAF do this all the while? Why? Because immediately they saw what he did against Cameroon. They now decided that this man has to face a dope test. What's your take on this?
Sincerely speaking, players being subjected to routine dope tests is the norm, you understand, in the game. Because you're not meant to be on enhancement substance to play the game. So I don't see anything wrong in Osimhen being picked. I don't see anything wrong in any Nigerian player being picked. It is standard protocol. So to checkmate others from taking dope, from taking banned
Why
substances.
must it be when? Is it checking?
It mustn't be, there's no specific time. Your performance, you understand, in a game can warrant you being subjected to. After all, 1994, when Maradona played Nigeria in our third group stage match in the World Cup, it was after that match that Maradona got tested. And then they now discovered that this young man was on banned substance. Because the way the man played the match and then celebrated the goal Batistuta scored, it showed that something is really wrong somewhere. And they picked him up and they tested him and they banned him. The next match Argentina played, they lost to Romania. So that's history. So picking Osimhen to test Osimhen, you all know how this young man terrorizes defense non-stop. And
so
that takes energy.
That's why. And they didn't see that all the while he was in Napoli doing the same thing.
But this, Ekweme Daniel, I think you should commend CAF for doing this. That's
Why?
that.
Why
No,
should
why
I
won't you
comment?
comment CAF? At least
In what?
it is now removed whatever suspicion, you understand, Osimhen might have. You understand? That this guy is probably taking enhanced substance in order for him to play 90 minutes, running defense, rugged and ragged. So we believe that the fact that you're not taking anything and then this test comes your way, it's something to be joyful about. So I know Osimhen and his style of play is always a defense tormentor. if CAF don't know this, they should go and watch his video clip.
That's the angle where we're going to.
They should
so
go and
should have looked at.
They should go and watch his video clip.
Even the
right
kind of
from when
training,
he was in Lille
yes,
down to when he got to Napoli.
so
You understand?
So
these are the areas where you get to know players and then their form. It's just like you going to say you're testing somebody like N'Golo Kante. What
do you want to go and test him for?
What do you want to see? Because this is somebody that can play the same pace at which he started the match. He will end the match with such pace.
That's the truth.
You understand? So these players, they are players that play and then get this energy to see even a game of 120 to its fullest. You understand? Not dropping form or stamina along the way. But then I still say kudos to CAF and then kudos to our brother here for passing the dope test.
Okay. All right, we're still talking sports on ABS Sports, and I guess you're enjoying our stories today and our discussion. Okay, Super Eagles coach Jose Peseiro says he has not ruled out Nwabili against the Palancas Negras of Angola. Talking about our #1 goalkeeper. You know, immediately this guy was injured and on the touchline, we saw Uzoho warming up. A lot of people were like, oh, God, we've lost this match. But we need to build confidence in our team. Uzoho is not a bad keeper. But there are times keepers have their good times and have their bad times. But he is not a bad keeper either. But Jose Peseiro is saying he still needs this guy to be fit in the Angola match coming up on Friday, that he believes that this young lad will be ready. And though he's going for another test by Wednesday, that's tomorrow. Then after that, we'll not know if he will still be part of the game. Now, what's your prayer on this?
Mine is not going to be much of prayer per se, but then I just believe that there's a confidence a certain kind of player gives to you. And then you, as a striker, as a midfielder, as a defender, when you look at the back and know that you have your #1, there's this added morale that it gives.
Now, what really have this young boy or young man brought into the team?
I think he has communication as a goalkeeper. Communicating with your defenders, because your players don't have eyes at the back of their head. But you as a goalkeeper, you have that peripheral view of the entire pitch. You can now tell your players where, you understand, to watch out for possible threats that are coming your way. Areas where you feel that there are loopholes that they should cover, they should man properly. That's the job of a goalkeeper, and this guy is a better communicator than Uzoho. You understand? So the fact that he communicates better with his defenders, irrespective of the fact that these guys might be, you understand, much older than him in the national team and everything. But then, your duty post is your duty post because you're the last line of defense. Anything that passes you is already in the net. So that ability to command his defenders to know what to do, and then manning his 18-yard, you understand? Being the general in that area is what stands him out. And if you watch very well, Uzoho doesn't really have that. And Uzoho sometimes gets panicky in certain situations, you understand? Which we have not seen this guy exhibit so far. But then, this guy is playing in South Africa League, Chippa
United.
And then Uzoho is playing in Europe. Yeah. And then you begin to see all of these things. But then, like I keep saying, the best of your player might not necessarily be playing in Manchester United or the likes of
Yamal didn't travel abroad when he became Nigerian #1.
You understand? So, but then
he was at Enyimba.
Enyimba, you understand? Yes. Even when he went to Lille, we saw the exploits he did at Lille. You understand? So that's what I keep saying, that maybe on this part, I might just give a little bit of kudos to Peseiro for having faith in this.
Little.
Little.
No. You are going to give him.
No.
There's nothing like little. He's going to be a full.
Daniel, when Peseiro will deserve my recommendation, you understand? Or the encomiums are needed.
But you heard that NFF wants to renew his contract again.
No,
he refused.
No, they shouldn't.
He refused.
No, they shouldn't. No, they shouldn't.
Let
this marriage end in success.
Fine.
When it ends in success, then we'll now call partners together and say, come, how best do we fashion out the... Because, sincerely speaking, as a national team coach, there are other responsibilities you have. And I've not seen this young man integrate this Nigerian national team. From the
Nigeria is a very...
age cadre down to
Nigeria
the senior national team.
Is a very serious place to be. And a very compound and very confusing country to be, to man position.
Yeah, if you feel he can't do the job, you leave now.
If they, I could still bet it that they gave him, see, this is what we want. Follow this trend. Don't go this way. Follow this. And he has to go with it. And that's how it works.
Well, then that means they don't want the best for you.
No. That is
because
it.
if you take a
is
job where your hands are tied,
even when we were all clamoring, we want this, we want that, nobody answered us. They still moved on because they know that the man is holding them down somewhere. You understand? So that is it. Well, let's not go there, but the beauty about it is that Jose Peseiro is now beginning to live up to expectation. But I hold it that one thing is for you to be a coach, another thing is for players to interpret those things, your tactical formation.
Win the Nations Cup.
Let me tell you.
Win the Nations Cup, then you live up to the expectation.
No, it's not true.
I'm sincerely speaking, that's what I have to say.
It is good morning that brings how are you. Well, if they don't start now, you could see the players have started upping their game. You could see the coach on the touchline every minute, every second, screaming at them, trying to make sure that they live up to what he has said. This has studied his opponent. Now it's for players to up their game in the team, in the field of play, and that's the result we're beginning to see. And we pray that it's still going to continue. All right, Angola received cash reward, iPhone, and a lot of incentives just to win Nigeria.
iPhone.
Yeah, there's
something
iPhone 15 was given to all of them. They gave them 5.4 million naira, and there is a promise that if they win Nigeria, that a company said they're going to give them 225 million as well. Those are the cash incentives. They already have 5.4 million for getting to the quarterfinals.
Per player?
Yes, per player in the team. And this is all coming from companies that are supporting them from Angola. That is what we want in Nigeria as well. Yes, when the
Now you want that in Nigeria, but no company in Nigeria will say we'll give these players iPhone.
That's what I'm saying.
Because Nigeria being in quarterfinal is to me is like a walk in the park. It should be. You will hear this. You will hear this when we play the finals with whosoever that we're playing. Win this and get a land in choice areas in Abuja or in Lagos, and that is what you'll be hearing. But who gives iPhone for quarterfinal appearance in Nigeria? Nobody does that because we are bigger than quarterfinal appearance. Angola can be jumping up and be jubilating that they are in the quarterfinals, but not for a country like Nigeria, because what we want is to go there and win the Nations Cup.
But it's not a big deal that we got to the quarterfinals. Somebody gives, companies come together to say, to appreciate. They say, hey, you guys have done well. You see, I don't see it as a crime.
And you can rather motivate them by saying the more goals you score, you get so amount of money. So that's motivation. Matter. Please, it matters a whole lot.
It doesn't matter.
Giving iPhone for getting to quarterfinals.
iPhone 15, do you know how much it is?
Those are not, to me, as far as I know. We have bigger
but I understand what you're saying.
Yes,
I agree with you. I agree with you. That's the truth. Okay, before we leave the scene, we want to still appreciate the governor of Anambra State, Professor Charles Chukwuma Soludo, that has come on board to save a former lawn tennis champion, Jacqueline, who was seen having a kind of a psychological issues. And immediately the governor swung into action to take over whatsoever the problem is through the Commissioner of Women Affairs, Mrs. Ifeanyi Binabo. And now Jacqueline has been taken into a rehabilitation home, and she's facing rehabilitation. That is what leadership, that is what governance is all about. You don't joke with your citizens. You don't play with them.
With your athletes.
With
those
your
that have served you.
These are people that are. This is a lady that has served and half caste. And immediately, the wife of the governor and the governor saw that on social media. They swung into action. That is responsibility. That's how it should be. Not till when the person, becomes unable to be rehabilitated. Maybe at the point of that, we lose the person. But this is an active response. That's what leadership should be all about. When we talk about America, you hear that there's American cities being held here. You see America moving in just to go and rescue one person. That's what responsibility of leadership is all about. And that's why we on ABS Sports Splash want to really appreciate the governor and his wife and all his team, that have moved, swung into action to, rescue this lovely lady. We thank the governor so much, and we can't thank him enough. We always say he should continue the good works. And on this note, this is where we draw the curtain close on ABS Sports Splash. And Ajulua, I want to thank you for being part of this
It's always
discussion
my pleasure,
this morning. My name is Tilekwe Medane, and this is where we'll sign off for today. Bye.
Yeah,
for
thank
now.
you. Super Eagles, please go and make us proud.
Yep.